In the vibrant village of Okwu, nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, life thrived under the watchful gaze of the sun. The people of Okwu were known for their rich culture, storytelling, and the grand celebrations they held throughout the year. But among all the village traditions, one stood out the most: a man must marry the woman in the village to secure prosperity for his family. In this lively village lived a young man named Chijioke. Tall and strong, with a warm smile and kind eyes, Chijioke was adored by everyone. However, he carried a heavy heart. Despite his popularity, he was incredibly shy, especially around women. While his friends, Ifeanyi and Obi, danced with the village girls at the square, Chijioke would often linger in the background, admiring from afar. One sunny afternoon, the village elders convened under the large, ancient Iroko tree. The elders, wise and respected, gathered to discuss a pressing matter. "Good people of Okwu," began the eldest elder, Obina. "Today, we must find a wife for our dear Chijioke. It is time for him to embrace our traditions and marry the woman in the village." A murmur of agreement swept through the crowd. Everyone knew who the woman was: Amaka. She was known for her laughter, vibrant personality, and the joy she spread wherever she went. Yet, Chijioke's heart raced at the thought of marrying her. He had never spoken to Amaka, and the idea of approaching her filled him with dread. The next day, Ifeanyi and Obi decided to take matters into their own hands. They marched to Amaka's home, determined to speak on behalf of their friend. Amaka, called Ifeanyi, knocking on her door. She opened it, her face lighting up with a smile. "Hello, boys. What brings you here?" she asked, her laughter ringing like music. "We have something important to discuss," Obi said, a twinkle of mischief in his eyes. "Is it about the festival?" Amaka guessed, tilting her head. "No, it's about Chijioke," Ifeanyi blurted out. "We think you would make a wonderful wife for him." Amaka raised an eyebrow, surprised. "Chijioke? But does he even like me?" Just then, Chijioke, who had been anxiously waiting outside, stepped forward. Hello, Amaka," he stammered, his face flashing. I do like you. You make everyone so happy." Amaka blushed and laughed, a sound that melted Chijioke's heart. "Thank you, Chijioke. That's very sweet of you." With that, the boys began to chat and share stories. They spent the afternoon laughing and playing games, and Chijioke's nervousness faded. As he watched Amaka's joyful spirit, he realized he was growing fond of her. As days turned into weeks, Chijioke and Amaka spent more time together. They explored the village, helped elders in the community, and became inseparable. Chijioke admired Amaka's kindness and humor, while Amaka appreciated Chijioke's gentle nature and strength. One evening, while sitting by the river, Chijioke took a deep breath. "Amaka," he said, his voice trembling slightly. "Will you marry me?" Amaka's eyes sparkled with surprise and joy. "Yes, Chijioke. I would love to." News of their engagement spread like wildfire throughout Okwu. Villagers rejoiced, singing and dancing in celebration. But there was one woman who was not pleased: Nneoma, a slim, beautiful woman who believed she deserved Chijioke's heart. She had always wanted to be the village's ideal bride and was determined to win him over. Jealous and angry, Nneoma devised a plan to create trouble. One day, she approached Chijioke's father, Papa Chijioke, with a sweet smile. "Papa Chijioke," she said, feigning innocence. "Have you considered what would happen if Chijioke marries Amaka? What if she cannot bear children because of her size? She may bring shame instead of prosperity." Papa Chijioke listened carefully. "What do you mean, Nneoma?" he asked, furrowing his brow. "Think about it. A man needs a wife who is capable of taking care of him. Amaka might not be able to do that because she is too small." Nneoma said, hoping to plant seeds of doubt. That night, Papa Chijioke called Chijioke into his hut. "My son, we need to talk about your engagement to Amaka," he said, concern etched on his face. Chijioke's heart sank. "What about it, father?" "Some people are worried about your choice. They believe that marrying Amaka may not be wise," Papa Chijioke replied, his voice serious. Chijioke felt a mix of anger and sadness. "But father, Amaka is wonderful. She makes me happy. Isn't that what matters most?" Papa Chijioke sighed heavily. "I understand, my son, but we must consider the traditions of our people." The next day, Chijioke met Amaka by the riverbank, his heart heavy with doubt. "Amaka," he said, looking down at the water, "I spoke to my father. He thinks I should reconsider marrying you." Amaka's smile faded, replaced by a look of concern. "But I thought we were happy together. Does he truly believe that?" Chijioke took her hands in his, determination shining in his eyes. "No. You bring joy to my life. Let's prove to everyone that love is stronger than tradition." With a newfound resolve, they decided to confront the villagers. They invited everyone to a grand feast at the village square to celebrate their love. They planned to showcase their bond and demonstrate that their happiness was more important than any tradition. On the day of the feast, the villagers gathered, their curiosity piqued. Chijioke stood up, his heart racing with anticipation. "People of Okwu," he began, his voice steady. "I know there are doubts about my marriage to Amaka. But I want you to see how happy we are together. Love is not defined by size, it's about caring for one another. Amaka fills my life with joy." Amaka added, her voice filled with emotion, "I may be small, but my heart is overflowing with love. I promise to take care of Chijioke and make him proud. Please support our love." A hush fell over the crowd. For a moment, there was silence. Then, a brave villager named Ikena stood up and clapped, breaking the tension. "We support you, Chijioke and Amaka. Love knows no bounds." The crowd erupted in cheers and applause, their voices echoing through the village. Nneoma, who had been standing at the back, realized that her jealousy had backfired. Chijioke and Amaka's love was genuine, and the villagers had embraced it wholeheartedly. As the feast continued, villagers danced, sang, and celebrated. Chijioke and Amaka danced together under the stars, their hearts full of joy. In the days that followed, their bond grew stronger. They faced challenges, but they faced them together. They helped the village during a drought, worked hard to improve the community, and always found joy in each other's company. But Nneoma was not finished. Envious of their happiness, she spread rumors around the village, claiming that Chijioke would regret his choice. "He'll see," she told the villagers. "Amaka will only bring him misfortune." One night, Chijioke and Amaka were sitting by the fire, enjoying the warmth. "Chijioke," Amaka said softly, "do you think Nneoma's words will affect our future?" Chijioke frowned, deep in thought. "I don't know, Amaka. But I believe in us. We can overcome anything together." Amaka smiled, reassured by his words. "You're right. Our love is stronger than any rumor." However, Nneoma's words began to take a toll on the villagers. Doubt crept into their minds, and whispers filled the air. They began to question Chijioke and Amaka's future, and it hurt them deeply. Chijioke decided they needed to confront the issue head-on. He organized another village meeting under the Iroko tree. He invited everyone to discuss their concerns openly. As the villagers gathered, Nneoma stood at the front, ready to stir the pot. "I just want to remind everyone that traditions exist for a reason. Marrying someone like Amaka could lead to problems," she said, her voice dripping with faint sweetness. Chijioke felt his heart racing. "Nneoma, you've spread rumors, and now people doubt our love. But I want to say this, Amaka has shown me what true happiness is. She brings joy to my life every single day. The crowd murmured in agreement, but Nneoma pressed on. But can she truly fulfill her duties as a wife? Can she provide for him? Amaka stepped forward, her voice calm yet firm. I may be small, but I can cook, clean, and support Chijioke in every way possible. I will not let my size define who I am as a person or a wife. Just then, a wise elder named Mama Nkechi spoke up. Love is about acceptance and understanding. It is not measured by a person's size or shape. Chijioke and Amaka have shown us what true love looks like. The villagers nodded in agreement, their hearts swayed by Mama Nkechi's wisdom. Chijioke looked at Amaka, and they shared a smile, knowing they had the support they needed. Days turned into weeks, and the village began to embrace their love. Chijioke and Amaka worked together on community projects, proving that they were a strong team. Slowly but surely, the villagers began to see the truth in their love, overshadowing Nneoma's negativity. One evening, as they strolled through the village, Amaka turned to Chijioke. You know, I was afraid that I wouldn't be accepted because of my size. Chijioke gently squeezed her hand. I never saw you as anything but perfect, Amaka. You make my heart sing. As they walked home, they discussed their dreams for the future. They talked about starting a family, helping the village prosper, and being together forever. Months later, the day of their wedding arrived. The entire village gathered to celebrate the union of Chijioke and Amaka. The sun shone brightly, and joy filled the air. As they exchanged vows, the villagers cheered, realizing that love had triumphed over tradition. After the ceremony, the festivities began. There was laughter, dancing, and feasting, and everyone celebrated the couple's love. Nneoma, watching from a distance, realized that she had lost not only her chance with Chijioke but also the support of the village. As the sun began to set, Chijioke and Amaka danced under the stars. We did it! Amaka exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with joy. Yes, we did. Our love is strong, and together, we can face anything, Chijioke replied, spinning her around. And from that day forward, the villagers of Okwu learned to celebrate love in all its forms, embracing the idea that happiness comes in different shapes and sizes. Chijioke and Amaka became a symbol of love and acceptance, proving that true happiness lies in the heart. In time, Chijioke and Amaka welcomed children into their home, filling their lives with laughter and joy. The village flourished, and the bond between them only grew stronger. And so, the tale of Chijioke and Amaka, who defied tradition for the sake of love, echoed through the generations, reminding everyone that love knows no boundaries.